Here I am. It's me, Majora T, here today for Mario, my boy, the plumber that I like to go to when my drainage is having problems, brought to you by my sink that goes off every time I'm doing a podcast. I'm here today to give my impressions, much in the vein of SNES Mapper with his impressions, for a Mario game that I got recently. I was very excited for it. It's not a new Mario game per se, but it is three classic Mario games. It is Super Mario 3D All-Stars for the Nintendo Switch, a compilation of the legacy 3D platformer Mario games, Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. Interesting enough, they don't have Super Mario Galaxy 2 on here, but we could talk about that a little later. I want to say this compilation is perceived several ways. Namely, I think people look at this and say this is lazy work by Nintendo. And, they're just re-releasing old games and people get excited for them. And I understand the criticism, especially if you own all of these games already. But I think the novelty of Super Mario 3D All-Stars has to be the platform that it's on, above and beyond all else. I own the N64, I own the GameCube, I own the Wii, and I own 2 out of 3 of these Mario games. And, the one that I don't own costs as much as this game for a used copy, that's complete. And that kind of sucks, but I guess that's testament to how great the games are that are in here. One thing I especially love about the Super Mario 3D All-Stars on the Switch is controller compatibility. Now, each of these 3 games works differently with the controller, and some of it's based on the physics programmed into each game. Some just make more sense than others. Like, I know, for instance, with Mario 64, I had tried playing it with the Joy-Cons, and I just couldn't get my running and jumping right. But when I used my Wireless Pro controller, it was like magic. I really had the precise aiming and everything that I needed. Something I couldn't even get with the GameCube controller. And then when I played Mario Sunshine, I actually didn't dabble with it with my GameCube controller, but I did use the Pro controller, and I absolutely loved dual analog support. You're able to use the right stick here to control the camera, which is great. That's not something you even get with the GameCube controllers. Mario Galaxy was a little different. So, I dabbled with the Pro controller for it, and it just wasn't making much sense. So eventually I switched over to the Joy-Cons, and these are a more natural fit. They really make the game feel like it was played on the Wii, but without some of the nuisances, such as lining up with the sensor bar, because you're able to always reset the camera angle, and also the wire that goes from the nunchuck to the Wiimote. It's kind of nice that you don't have to use batteries like in the Wiimote pack, etc. So I happen to enjoy playing each of these 3 games respectively in that manner. Now, I want to walk through the list and just talk about my feelings of each game as it is on the compilation, and even my desirability for it. So I'll start Mario 64. Now, I love Mario 64. I love the Nintendo 64. So of course I'm happy to see Mario 64 getting representation on the Nintendo Switch. I know a lot of people would probably be like, well, they should open up the Nintendo 64 service, let you buy the games, let you download the games. And I get it. I have the Wii U, so I can do that for like the 20 or so odd games that are on there. But this isn't simply a port. This really looks the part. I would say that the graphics in the new upscaled Super Mario 64 even rival those of Super Mario Galaxy on the compilation. And that's really kind of a beautiful thing that they didn't just port the N64 version. As far as I know, the only other legitimate version of Mario 64 is Mario 64 DS. And everyone knows, like, you put that on a TV and it's not looking great. I happen to really like playing Mario 64. I actually got really sucked into it when I was just testing this compilation out. And it's one I could easily see myself going, through the works for and, completing, getting 100%, etc., and really just enjoying it. So I enjoy Mario 64 being on here. Super Mario Sunshine was definitely the highlight for me. If this game was not on this compilation, I probably would not have bought it. I used to own Mario Sunshine, and I remember just it being such a calm, tranquil, peaceful experience in spite of some of the challenge, like the Shadow Mario sections and even like some of the bigger boss battles that come on later. And I've always been really nostalgic for it, wanting to play it again. And this is the perfect opportunity for that. I love the fact that a GameCube game made its way onto here, and it really does look good, like it's fitted for the HD TV. I have an upscaler for my GameCube to HD TVs, and even that's not perfect. I'd say they outdid what that is capable of here on this compilation. So that's one thing that makes me really happy. And of course, you have the controller support. So I happen to have the GameCube controller adapter. So if at any time I wanted to play that game authentically, the way it was meant to be played, I could just put my controller in here that I own for my actual GameCube and play it that way. But as I was saying, I happen to really enjoy it with the classic controller, or the Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch, because of the dual analog support. Again, this game, Mario Sunshine on the GameCube, is as expensive as this compilation. So to me, that was like a duh, I'm going to get the new game that's coming out on Switch to play it. Now, perhaps the biggest surprise for me was Mario Galaxy. I've played this game several times. I enjoyed it. And to me, I was like, okay, I'm done with it. I'll probably never play it again. It's sitting over there on my shelf with my other Wii games. But when I started playing this game with the Joy-Cons, I could really feel the magic and the differences between Galaxy and the other games that are, the 3D Mario platformers. And I don't necessarily prefer one like that physics engine over the others. I happen to enjoy kind of like the running, dashing, and like the stationed on Earth kind of Mario experience. But that's not to say Galaxy is without its merits. I think even just playing through the first world here, where you're going from like little like star to star and then collecting the big stars, you really get the sense that Mario is small and tiny in comparison to this massive world. And I think the fact that like you can now experience that on your Switch is kind of beautiful. It's like it really makes me appreciate the game in a different light. So Super Mario 3D All-Stars, if you can get it, is to me a good compilation. Now here in the YouTube community, we happen to own a lot of these games as it is, so this game is obviously not worth it for everyone. But as far as my general impressions go, I'm not going to sell off like my copy of Mario 64 on the 64 or my copy of Mario Galaxy. Well, maybe, because like I don't know if I need to own that anymore for the Wii. But this is very welcome in my Switch collection. Being able to experience some of the best Mario games, in fact, so many of them in one home console, is a beautiful thing. Super Mario Odyssey, the 2D games through the Nintendo Switch Online service. I've now played Super Mario World on that. You could play the new pixely versions of Mario 1, 2, and 3 with the Super Mario 2D All-Stars. There's, great other spin-off titles. I really like Mario and Rabbids. That's pretty cool. And now you can couple that up with some of the best, if not the best, 3D platformers of their time and even of our time today. Those are my impressions of Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Let me know in the comments, is this a compilation you have picked up or are planning to pick up? And if you already picked it up, well, good on you. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch y'all soon.